Good evening, I'm Justin Case. We begin tonight with a developing story out of Perry County. One person was injured in a Perry County shooting earlier tonight. This is video from the scene. Deputies tell us it all happened in the Christopher community of Perry County sometime after 8. The victim was transported to Hazard ARH with a gunshot wound to the leg. We do not know their condition or name at this time. Police say they are still searching for a man and woman at this time. We will continue to update this story as we learn more information over at WYMT.com. A 26-year-old father of 3 from Clay County has been missing for close to 1 month. Although Tony Hinkle was last seen at a homeless shelter in Frankfort, his family members say he has lived in Clay County his whole life. Now his family is asking for your help finding him as they begin to worry that something bad may have happened to their loved one.
People just don't like his ways, but he's family and I would do anything for him.
Other family members say not knowing if he's safe or even alive is causing them to live with constant anxiety. They say it has been hardest on Hinkle's mother.
She don't eat right no more. She's losing weight. She's sick. She's been sick since he's been gone. She loses her voice. It's hard for her. And when it's hard for her, it's hard for the family to look at her. And then we suffer even more.
Hinkle's mother says he has 3 young children, 2 boys and 1 girl. She says going this long without any communication is concerning.
I just pray that my young'un comes back home safe. It's got me so torn up. I just can't. I just feel like something's happened to him. Tony gets in touch with me when he can, and he's not. I just got a feeling that something's wrong with him.
The family wants this overwhelming situation behind them, no matter what that means.
If there's a body, then the family will like closure. If he's safe and sound, we don't care where he is, as long as he can get in contact with us.
Hoping the community can help find a missing loved one. Officials with Kentucky State Police say they have no information or evidence that would suggest Hinkle is dead. If you have any information about where he might be, call Kentucky State Police Post 11. After coming off of one of its best seasons in program history, Kentucky football begins their 2019 campaign with their annual Blue-White Spring Game this evening. WYMT's Marcus Browning has more on the action in our Big Blue coverage. Marcus?
The calendar might say April, and the college basketball season, of course, just wrapped up this week. But for Big Blue Nation, it's never too early to start thinking about football, especially after a year that Kentucky had last season. Fresh off the VRBO Citrus Bowl win, the Kentucky Wildcats took the field ahead of their 2019 season for the annual Blue-White game this evening actually. Starters donning the color with the blue. They start off with a bit of a trick play. Lynn Bowden takes a snap patched it back to Terry Wilson, played catch in the backfield. Bowden got it back and turned it upfield, getting 7 on the play. And then the bigger connection later in that first drive, they strike first. Terry Wilson and Lynn Bowden for the 42-yard strike, 7-0 first quarter. Second possession for the blue team. A.J. Rose turns on the jet, scampers down the inside 10-yard line, picking up 42 of his 86 yards on 11 carries. He would punch in a few plays later. In the second quarter, White gets the first stop of the game. Chance Poor, he had about 40 yards range last year, nailed the 52-yarder with ease. Hopefully we'll be able to take that in the fall. Second half, Gunnar Hoke changed jerseys, went 14 of 15 for 174 yards, 2 touchdowns. Blue goes 5 of 5 in the red zone, forces 2 interceptions in the 64-10 victory.
We won so big, you got nothing to be critical. That's right, everybody's happy. No, don't worry about defense.
So I feel like we did a good job out there and just letting it rip, just throwing the ball around. We were throwing and catching. We were looking really good. I feel like that was probably the best scrimmage we've had.
It's just a standard, that's something we set as a standard. That's the bar we want to raise our level to, and be better than that.
Wildcats start their regular season on August 31st against the Toledo Rockets up in Kroger Field. The game time for that one has yet to be announced. But don't go anywhere, folks. Join Tommy Poole, Willie Hope, and myself for our final sports overtime of the season as we count down this season's top 20 sports moments. That's coming up here in just a few minutes.
Marcus, thank you. Hillbilly Days continued tonight despite some rough weather. Day 2 of the 43rd annual Hillbilly Days Festival kicked off with around 225 vendors, more than 85 of those dedicated to food. Strong storms swooped in around 5:30 and damaged many booths, but the event still rolls on. Hillbilly Days continues tomorrow. You can find us out there. Come by and say hi. Back in late February, many parts of eastern Kentucky were heavily impacted by floodwaters, Johnson County being one of those areas. Their Cal Ripken fields were damaged along with press boxes and concessions. Fearful they would not be going to have their annual summer season, several businesses and community members teamed up to help fix the fields before opening day.
Mountain Enterprises and Olive Hill Trucking, they have donated about 150 ton of gravel for us. And the help of McDonald's of East Kentucky and Dairy Queen in Paintsville, we are out very little money to do this ourselves.
Opening day for the Cal Ripken League is tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Let's go to Hillbilly Days in Pikeville, presented by Wolf, Williams & Reynolds.
Hey, this is Josh Little with the Southeast Kentucky Chamber inviting you to Hillbilly Days today. It's a beautiful day here in Pikeville, Kentucky. Maybe a little rain, but don't let that stop you from having a good time. It's going to be a great day, a great festival. Come see us. We're here today and tomorrow. Enjoy the carnival, enjoy all the food, all the music. Just have a good time. Thanks and welcome to Hillbilly Days.
It's going to rain. Come on out and enjoy Hillbilly Days anyway, because it's going to stop after a while.
Showers today, maybe a little rain, and come out to Hillbilly Days.
Definitely had a few rounds of rain earlier in the day at Hillbilly Days, but right now downtown Pikeville, quiet with a little bit of fog trying to set up shop. Pinpoint Doppler not picking up any precipitation in our neck of the woods right now. It is pushed off to the east, but a little bit of rain starting to fire up down in northern Tennessee right along the southern border, and that'll push into the mountains early tomorrow morning. Not going to stick around for too long, but we may see a shower or two overnight and early on your Saturday. Mid-50s out in the Cumberland Valley right now. 60s in the Big Sandy. As we take a look at that forecast for tomorrow, we're actually going up into the 70s. Watch out for that chance of rain early tomorrow morning, but I think by about 9, 10 o'clock, we should dry up. So a slight chance early in the day, and then beautiful weather for the afternoon. So if you're heading out to Hillbilly Days tomorrow, weather should be pretty nice. What's not going to be nice, though, is the forecast as we head towards the second half of the weekend. Let's take a look at Future View on Saturday. You'll see dry after that rain moves out, back to the 70s, really warm. And that warm weather could fuel thunderstorms Sunday. Going to be 2 rounds of storms on Sunday, one in the morning and another in the afternoon and evening. And depending on how those play out, we may have some strong to severe weather. Not all the questions are answered right now, though. It's going to depend a lot on how those storms develop and if we see cloud cover between them. If we do, it'll probably lower the chances of severe weather a little bit. So that's something we will keep a very close eye on. After that, though, the forecast turns pretty chilly on Monday, and then an unusual and very nice warm-up for most of next week heading our way, Justin.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us tonight. Coming up next, it's the final Sports Overtime show of the season. Marcus Browning, Tommy Poole, and Willie Hope will recap the top 20 sports moments of Eastern Kentucky. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back.